Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you something. What's the hardest thing you've ever been through? Think about it. That moment where you felt like the walls were closing in, where every step felt like it would be your last. We've all been there. That's pain. And pain, let me tell you, is not a respecter of persons. It doesn't care who you are, what you have, or where you come from. It knocks on everybody's door. But here's what you need to hear tonight. Your pain is temporary. You see, pain is like a storm. It rages, it howls, and it tests your foundation. But storms don't last forever. The sun always comes back. Always. You might be in the middle of the hardest season of your life right now. You might feel like giving up, like this pain is going to break you. But it won't. Not if you don't let it. Pain, my friends, is a teacher. It's not here to destroy you. It's here to refine you. Think about the caterpillar. It goes into that dark cocoon, isolated and struggling. But it's in that darkness that transformation happens. The butterfly isn't born in the sunlight. It's born in the struggle. And growth is forever. The strength you build, the wisdom you gain, the resilience you cultivate, they don't go away. Pain is a visitor, but growth moves in and stays with you. When you push through that pain, you're not just surviving, you're becoming something greater. The key, though, is perspective. When pain shows up, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this here to teach me? Don't see it as a punishment. See it as preparation. Every great achievement, every triumph, every story of success you've ever heard has been built on the foundation of struggle. And let me remind you of this, you're not alone. You might feel alone, but you're not. There's a purpose for your pain. There's a victory on the other side of your battle. So tonight I'm asking you, no, I'm challenging you to hold on. Keep moving forward. Don't quit on yourself. Don't quit on your dreams. Your pain is temporary, but your growth, your strength, your legacy, that's forever. Stay the course. Keep the faith. And when it's all said and done, you'll look back and say it wasn't easy, but it was worth it. Pain is an inescapable part of life. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about your status, your wealth, your achievements, or your dreams. It's the universal thread that ties us all together. Everyone, at some point, will face moments that test their strength, their courage, and their resolve. It might come in the form of loss, failure, heartbreak, or disappointment. And when it does, it feels like the world is pressing down on your shoulders, daring you to crumble under its weight. But pain is also a reminder that we're alive. It's the proof that we care deeply, that we're invested in our lives and the people around us. Think about it, if something didn't matter, it wouldn't hurt. Pain is the body's way of saying, this is real. This is meaningful. It's an invitation to pay attention, to confront what's broken, and to find the strength to rebuild. It's easy to look at pain and think it's something to be avoided at all costs. But the truth is, it's not about avoiding pain, it's about understanding it. Pain has a purpose. It strips away the illusions of control and forces us to face what truly matters. It pushes us to grow in ways we wouldn't choose on our own. The people who inspire us the most, those who've achieved greatness, overcome adversity, or changed the world, didn't do it because they lived pain-free lives. No, they found their strength in their struggles. They let pain shape them, refine them, and push them towards something greater. Pain isn't the enemy. It's a part of the journey. And once you understand that, you stop running from it and start growing through it. Pain can feel overwhelming when you're in the middle of it, like it's never going to end. It wraps around you, whispering lies that tell you this is your forever. But here's the truth, pain is temporary. No matter how sharp, no matter how deep, it doesn't have the power to last forever unless you let it. It's a moment, a season, not a lifetime. Think about the storms you've already weathered in your life. At the time, they felt like they'd swallow you whole. But here you are, standing on the other side of them, stronger and wiser. That's the thing about pain, it passes. It might linger longer than we'd like, but eventually the intensity fades and the weight lifts. Pain is a process, not a permanent state. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Even in the hardest moments, when it feels unbearable, there's always light at the end of the tunnel. The struggle you're going through today is shaping you, preparing you for the triumphs of tomorrow. The hurt might feel all-consuming right now, but give it time. Time has a way of healing wounds, softening edges, and giving perspective. What you must remember is this pain only wins if you stop moving. If you sit in it, if you let it define you, it can feel eternal. But the moment you decide to keep going, to take one more step forward, you're already breaking free from its grip. That step might feel small, insignificant even, but every step you take is proof that pain is losing its hold. Your pain doesn't get the last word, you do. It's a visitor passing through your life to teach you, to challenge you, but not to stay. It's temporary. And when it's gone, what remains is the strength, the resilience, and the growth you gain from enduring it. Remember that. Hold on to it. Because no matter how dark the night, the dawn always comes. Always. Pain has a way of teaching us lessons that comfort never could. It strips away the surface, exposing who we are at our core. When life is easy, we move through it without much reflection, without truly challenging ourselves. But when pain enters the picture, everything changes. It forces us to confront our limits, to question our choices, and to find strength we didn't know we had. Every ache, every setback, every heartbreak carries a lesson within it. It teaches us resilience, how to get back up after falling. It teaches us humility, how to accept what we can't control. It teaches us empathy, how to understand the struggles of others, because we've walked through our own. Pain sharpens us, shapes us, and prepares us for the challenges ahead. Think of the greatest teachers in your life. They didn't let you take the easy way out. They pushed you. They challenged you. Pain does the same. It's not here to defeat you, but to refine you. It's like fire to gold, burning away impurities to reveal something purer, something stronger. Sometimes, the lessons pain teaches are immediate, like the clarity that comes after a tough conversation or the resolve you gain from a failed attempt. Other times, the lessons are slower, unfolding over months or years as you look back and realize how much you've grown. Either way, pain leaves its mark, not as a scar to weigh you down, but as a badge of honor that shows you've endured, you've learned, and you've grown. The key is to listen. Pain is always speaking, but it's up to you to hear its message. It's asking you to dig deeper, to rise higher, to be better. Don't resent it. Don't ignore it. Instead, ask yourself, what is this here to teach me? Because once you start looking at pain as a teacher rather than an enemy, you'll begin to see its purpose. And when you find the purpose, you find the strength to keep going. Perseverance is the quiet force that pushes you to keep going when everything inside you wants to quit. It's the difference between those who make it and those who give up along the way. Life's struggles can wear you down, and there will be times when the weight of your pain, your disappointment, or your failures feels unbearable. But it's in those moments that perseverance becomes your most powerful tool. It's not about never feeling the pain or never being afraid. It's about choosing to move forward in spite of it. When you persevere, you're telling the world and yourself that you refuse to be defined by your circumstances. Every setback becomes a lesson. Every failure a stepping stone towards success. It's not about achieving perfection or never stumbling. It's about getting back up after you fall. Each time you rise, you build a little more strength, a little more confidence, and a little more character. Perseverance doesn't ask for immediate results. It's a long game. It's about continuing to show up, even when you can't see the end of the road, even when the finish line feels too far to reach. There will be times when the road feels too long, too hard, and too steep. But remember that every step you take, no matter how small, is progress. Even when you feel like you're barely moving, you're moving forward. The power of perseverance lies in its consistency. It's the ability to keep going, not because it's easy, but because you know that the struggle is worth it. And it's through this relentless forward motion that you discover the true measure of your strength. Perseverance is what builds character, what reveals your true potential, and what transforms you into someone capable of handling the greatest challenges. It's the key that unlocks doors you never thought were possible to open. So when you find yourself standing at the crossroads, unsure of which way to go, remember it's not always the strongest who succeed, nor the ones with the most talent. It's the ones who persevere, the ones who refuse to quit. They're the ones who rise above their pain, who find growth in their struggles, and who ultimately reach the heights they were meant to reach. Perseverance is the quiet champion that will carry you from where you are to where you want to be. Just don't stop. Growth is eternal because it doesn't depend on a single moment, a single event, or a single victory. It's not something you can measure in the short term, but something that unfolds continuously throughout your life. It's the quiet evolution that happens when you rise from your failures, when you learn from your mistakes, and when you keep going even when the path isn't clear. Growth isn't a destination, it's a journey. And unlike pain, which fades with time, growth compounds, it multiplies, strengthens, and deepens with every step you take. When you look back at where you started, you can see the ways you've changed, even in the smallest moments. The person you were yesterday is not the person you are today. The pain you've endured, the battles you've fought, and the lessons you've learned have all shaped you into someone different, someone better, stronger, wiser. But what's incredible is that growth doesn't stop there. It doesn't plateau. It's a lifelong process. In every new challenge, there's an opportunity to grow. In every hardship, there's a chance to evolve. When you face setbacks, it doesn't mean you failed. It means you've been given the chance to grow into something more, to see the world in a new light, and to push your limits further than before. The growth you experience today will continue to shape your tomorrow, and that is the beauty of it. And here's the real power of growth. It's not just about you. It's about the impact you have on the world. The strength you've gained, the wisdom you've collected, and the way you've learned to rise again, those things leave an imprint. Your growth becomes part of the legacy you leave behind. It's not about how fast you rise, but how deeply you grow. The roots of that growth will anchor you through life's storms and stretch upward to the skies. What's even more profound is that growth isn't just external, it's internal. It's how you learn to deal with your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. It's how you become more mindful, more compassionate, and more connected to the world around you. As you grow, you develop a deeper sense of purpose, a greater understanding of who you are, and a stronger belief in what you're capable of achieving. This kind of growth doesn't fade, it doesn't disappear after a few years or because of a setback. It stays with you, woven into the fabric of who you are. It becomes a part of your soul, your foundation, and the legacy you create. The person you are today is a product of all the growth you've experienced so far, and that growth will continue to guide you as you move forward. So even when the pain fades, the growth remains, echoing through every action you take, every decision you make, and every life you touch. That's the beauty of growth, it's eternal. The way you choose to view your situation can make all the difference in how you experience life's challenges. Perspective is powerful because it shapes how you react, how you grow, and how you move forward. You see, the same situation can be looked at through countless lenses. One person might see a roadblock while another might see an opportunity. One person might see failure while another sees a lesson. The power is in your hands. Pain, hardship, and struggle are part of life, but it's the lens through which you view them that determines whether they break you or build you. If you choose to see pain as an enemy, something that's there to harm you, you'll feel helpless, defeated, and stuck. But if you choose to see pain as a challenge, something that's there to test you and push you to become better. It becomes a tool for growth. It's not about denying the pain or pretending it doesn't hurt. It's about refusing to let it define you. The power of perspective is in its ability to shift your mindset. When you choose to look at life through the eyes of possibility, you start to see solutions instead of problems, strength instead of weakness, and potential instead of limitations. Every setback becomes a lesson in resilience. Every failure becomes a stepping stone to success. You stop asking, why is this happening to me, and start asking, what can I learn from this? Perspective is also a matter of control. Life will throw things your way, things you can't predict or avoid, but how you respond to them is entirely up to you. You can choose to respond with fear, frustration, or anger, or you can choose to respond with courage, patience, and hope. No matter what happens, you always have the power to choose how you react. This doesn't mean you'll never feel overwhelmed or discouraged. It's okay to acknowledge the pain, the difficulty, and the fear. But in those moments, the question is, how will you choose to face it? Will you let it drag you down, or will you rise above it? Will you let it make you bitter, or will you let it make you better? Choosing your perspective is a conscious decision, and it requires effort, especially in the most difficult times. But the more you practice shifting your perspective, the more natural it becomes. You begin to see challenges not as obstacles, but as stepping stones. You begin to see your journey not as a series of misfortunes, but as a path filled with lessons and opportunities. So next time life throws you a curveball, remember, perspective is yours to choose. It's your key to unlocking growth, strength, and resilience. Choose wisely, and you'll find that even the hardest battles can lead to the greatest victories. Faith and vision are the twin forces that can carry you through the darkest times and light the path toward your greatest potential. Faith isn't just about religion or belief in a higher power. It's about trusting that something greater is at work, even when you can't see it. It's the deep knowing that what you're going through is not without purpose, even if that purpose isn't clear right now. Vision, on the other hand, is the ability to see beyond your current reality, to imagine the future that's possible for you, and to hold on to that vision even when everything around you seems to be falling apart. When life knocks you down, faith is what helps you get back up. It's the belief that the struggle you're enduring has meaning, that the pain will not be wasted. It's the quiet strength that allows you to keep moving forward, even when the road ahead is unclear. Faith doesn't require you to have all the answers. It just requires you to trust that something better is waiting on the other side of your pain. Vision, on the other hand, gives you direction. It's the blueprint of the future you're working toward, the dreams you're holding on to even when it feels like the world is against you. Vision keeps you grounded in your purpose, reminding you of what you're striving for, even in the moments when your journey seems uncertain. With vision, you can see the end result in your mind, and that image becomes the fuel that keeps you going. Together, faith and vision give you the resilience to persevere. When obstacles come your way, faith reminds you that they are just temporary setbacks, and vision helps you keep your eyes focused on the prize. Without faith, you risk giving up before you ever reach your potential. Without vision, you might wander aimlessly, unsure of where you're going. But when you have both, you walk with purpose, knowing that every step, no matter how hard, is bringing you closer to the person you're meant to become. It's important to remember that neither faith nor vision guarantees that the journey will be easy. You will face hardships, setbacks, and failures. There will be times when it feels like nothing is happening and the world is conspiring against you. But faith and vision provide the perspective you need to see those obstacles as part of the process, not the end of the road. They remind you that growth is not a straight line, but a winding path filled with ups and downs. In those moments of doubt, you can turn to your faith to find strength, and your vision to reignite your purpose. Hold on to both, and you will find that no matter how difficult the journey, you are always moving forward. Faith and vision are the unseen forces that will lead you through the storms and toward the life you were meant to live. They are your compass, your anchor, and the key to unlocking your full potential. So trust in them, hold on to them, and keep moving forward because the future you're dreaming of is already waiting for you. Thank you.